What archaeologists found in the lost city of Tikal. Welcome back to Ancient Worlds Revealed. In our last episode, we explored the rise of Tikal, the mighty Maya city that ruled the jungles of Guatemala. Today, we'll step inside that city. We'll uncover what life was like for its people, from kings to farmers. And we'll marvel at the extraordinary discoveries archaeologists have made. Treasures that reveal both the brilliance and the mysteries of Maya civilization. Life in the jungle. Living in Tikal meant living in constant dialogue with the jungle. The rainforest was dense, humid, and alive with sound. Jaguars prowled the undergrowth. Howler monkeys roared from the canopy. Parrots flashed bright red and green wings across the sky. For the Maya, this environment was not just nature, it was sacred. The people of Tikal relied on the land for survival. Farmers cultivated maize, beans, squash, and chili peppers, the famous Maya triad. These crops were the foundation of their diet, providing essential protein when combined. Cacao, the source of chocolate, was so valuable it was used as currency and consumed by the elite and bitter. Frothy drinks flavored with chili or honey. But farming was no simple task. The Maya had to adapt to the jungle's poor soils and seasonal rains. They built terraces, reservoirs, and canals to manage water and maximize productivity. Archaeologists have discovered vast systems of causeways and water storage, showing just how sophisticated Maya agriculture really was. Social structure. Tikal was not a city of equals. At the top stood the Ajah or king, who ruled as both political leader and sacred intermediary. His queen often shared in his rituals, reinforcing dynastic power. Nobles served as administrators, scribes, and warriors, living in palaces close to the city's ceremonial core. Priests held immense influence, interpreting the will of the gods, reading the stars, and performing ceremonies of bloodletting and sacrifice. Their knowledge of astronomy and the sacred calendar allowed them to dictate when wars were fought, when crops were planted, and when rituals took place. Beneath them were artisans and craftsmen, whose skill produced the jade masks, obsidian blades, and painted ceramics that still astonish us today. Farmers, laborers, and traders formed the base of society, working tirelessly to sustain the grandeur of the city. And then there were the captives, prisoners of war, sometimes sacrificed in rituals meant to appease the gods and affirm the king's cosmic authority. The city layout walking through Tikal at its peak would have been awe-inspiring. At the center rose the Great Plaza, framed by the massive Temple 1 named Temple of the Great Jaguar, and Temple 2 named the Temple of the Masks, facing one another like eternal rivals. Beyond lay palaces, courtyards, ball courts, and causeways connecting ceremonial complexes. Surrounding the monumental core were residential areas, some simple huts, others elaborate compounds for noble families. Beyond that stretched farmland, dotted with reservoirs and smaller temples. Altogether, Tikal covered an area of more than 60 square kilometers. Imagine the daily rhythm. Farmers heading to the fields at dawn. Artisans chiseling stone. Traders arriving with goods. Priests conducting rituals. Smoke rising from incense burners, and children running through the plazas. Tikal was alive, vibrant, and cosmopolitan. Archaeological discoveries. What we know of this life comes from the incredible discoveries made in Tikal's ruins. When explorers first reached the city in the 19th century, they found temples covered in vines, plazas filled with rubble, and stele half buried in the soil. Since then, archaeologists have uncovered thousands of structures, each one offering a glimpse into the past. One of the most stunning discoveries was the tomb of Jesachan Kawel. First, inside Temple 1. When excavators opened the chamber, they found his body, adorned with jade ornaments, pearls, seashells, and jaguar pelts. The offerings included finely painted ceramics and carved bones, inscribed with glyphs that told of his achievements. This was not just a burial. It was a statement of divine kingship. Other discoveries include enormous caches of jade masks, obsidian knives, and elaborate incense burners. Murals have revealed vivid scenes of Maya life, from nobles in elaborate feathered costumes to musicians and dancers. Each find adds another piece to the puzzle of who the Maya were. Even more astonishing are the discoveries made with LiDAR scanning technology in recent years. By using lasers to see through the jungle canopy, archaeologists have revealed that Tikal was just one part of an immense network of Maya cities, connected by causeways and supported by vast agricultural systems. What we once thought of as isolated ruins are now recognized as pieces of a sprawling civilization. Rediscovery of Tikal. But before all these treasures were revealed, Tikal had to be rediscovered. After its abandonment in the 10th century, the jungle slowly reclaimed the city. By the time Spanish explorers arrived in the region in the 16th century, Tikal was already lost to living memory. For centuries, it remained hidden. Local Maya communities knew of its existence, of course, but the outside world had forgotten. It was until 1848 that Tikal was formally reported to Western scholars by Ambrosio Tut and Modesto Mendez. Soon after, explorers and adventurers made their way into the jungle, sketching its temples and writing of its wonders. In the 20th century, systematic excavation began. Archaeologists cleared temples, reconstructed plazas, and unearthed tombs. Today, Tikal is one of the most studied Maya sites. And yet, only a fraction of it has been explored. Beneath the earth and jungle, countless secrets still wait. Daily life, rediscovered. Through these discoveries, we can reconstruct daily life in remarkable detail. We know what people ate, what they wore, how they worshipped, and even how they played. The Maya ball game, for instance, was more than sport. It was ritual, a reenactment of cosmic battles described in the Maya creation myths. At Tikal, ball courts were stages for drama, politics, and even sacrifice. We also know of their writing system, a complex blend of pictorial glyphs and phonetic signs. On stele and ceramics, scribes recorded everything from royal genealogies to poems. The rediscovery and decipherment of Maya glyphs in the 20th century has allowed us to hear the voices of Tikal's rulers again, after a silence of 1,000 years. Closing reflection, Tikal was not just a city of kings. It was a city of people, farmers, artisans, priests, traders, and families. Their lives, though separated from us by centuries, echo through the artifacts, the architecture, and the stories carved in stone. And yet, even with all we've uncovered, a haunting question remains. Why did they leave? How could such a great city, with its knowledge, its monuments, and its people, simply vanish into the forest? In our next episode, we'll explore this very mystery. So, before leaving, like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more unsolved mysteries in the next episode. We'll look at the theories of Tikal's collapse, the enigmas of its temples, and the strange curiosities that keep its story alive even today.